want you guys to do before we get started here is I want you guys to think about your family, your goals, and I want you guys to write in the middle here, what does it cost you to do the things you wrote in here? On an annual basis, real number, what's it cost you? And that will become today's goal. So if your goal is to have Festivus, to put your kids in basketball lessons, to travel, you saw mine, go to 25 mini vacations, kids got to go to private school, what does that cost? And that should determine the level of your ambition. Does that make sense? That should determine your motivation. Now, as we talk about our goals, I want to talk to you about these three things here. One, we talked about it yesterday. What is your IQ? Anybody? That's your intelligence quotient. And for those of you, if you ever go back to school to get your MBA, or you have a professor who uses the word IQ, and they don't know what it means, what it is it's your intelligence relative to your age. So people that scored really high in their ACT when they're 18, if they got the same score when they were 45, they actually got dumber. Does that make sense? It's your intelligence relative to your age. Okay? The next one here is your EQ. EQ, this is important for you guys to write this down. This is when you have an emotional setback, how quickly, in terms of time, do you bounce back? How quickly does it take you? Some people, like my best friend was killed in a car accident when I was a freshman in college. I knew the kid since I was 2. Okay? You come back from a DJ party all pumped up, you got 32 guys on the dorm not talking, you know something's up. They all look you in the eye. Your best friend just passed away. That will rock your brain. You go to the doctor says, Mr. Clark, you need to come here for this, we need to talk to you. Well, if you get a call from work from the doctor, who has ever had a call like that before? You need to come here for this. I mean, what does that make you think when you're driving? You don't even remember the driver, right? So you pull in, and your son's blind. Well, there's not really an entrepreneurship trick for this. I don't have a case study. I'm like, what can we do? Nothing. And the question is that when that happens, and it even gets me emotional talking about it now, but when that happens, how quickly do you bounce back? Does it rock you and you talk about it for the rest of your life as being the defining moment that ruined your life? Have you met people like this that say, well, since my such and such happened, everything just doesn't seem to work? I mean, we could all do that, right? I mean, I grew up with powdered milk. I grew up with, food stamps. I grew up with, I could say I grew up poor. I could do that. I could just use it as my alibi, right? So your EQ is how quickly do you emotionally bounce back, okay? And the next is your AQ. This is your achievements relative to your age. Some people get a lot of stuff done during a 2-year window of time, and then they're done. Okay? I train farmers insurance agents for a living. That's one of the things I do. I have a consulting agreement with farmers. They have anything called Farmers University, which means they have to come talk to me, and I teach them sales stuff. And I found that all the agents, when they start from year 1 to year 2, they will go from making nothing to over $100,000 a year within about 3 years, and then they don't do anything again. They go from motivated to not motivated after they hit their goal. Why? Because their lid here on their cup, their goal is only this big. Their goal is 100,000, and once they hit 100, they're done. Does that make sense? So I want you guys to think real quick in your life, real quick. Just write this answer down, somewhere. Don't look at the person next to you. Let's keep it anonymous here. But what was the window of your life where you were the most productive? What was the time? From here to here, where you got the most done. Some of you go, man, I started my business when I was 27. When I was 36, I started, when I was 22, and then you had this unbelievable, and then all of a sudden we kind of got stagnant. Well, what happened? Usually what happened is we quit setting big goals, and then our motivation went down. And some of you say, well, I got older. You're only 31, you can't relate. I met the founder of Hobby Lobby. He rides a bike within the 1 million square foot of space, manufacturing space, around. He's the most energetic guy I've ever seen in my life. He said, would you like a water, sir? I said, sure. He physically runs to get water. Why? I don't know, but he's pumped up. You talk to him, you say, David, what are your goals? He'll rattle them off. I want to give away 1 billion Bibles before I pass. Oh, okay. He's like, let me show you something. You go into his office, there's pictures of African kids, Chinese kids, American kids, all the kids from the orphanages he sponsors. And every year, he measures Hobby Lobby's success relative to how much they give away to these orphanages and the kids they sponsor. That's all he cares about. So this guy's on fire every day because he's got a big goal. You know what I'm saying? So So I'm asking you, what are your goals? What are we doing here? Now that we kind of know our big goals, we know what we're doing, now we're going to get into the brass tacks of this thing.
My name is Clay Clark, and I'm the founder of Make Your Life Epic. Make Your Life Epic is an organization dedicated to empowering, inspiring, and educating entrepreneurs to get the information that they need to know to get them where they want to go. It's for the potential entrepreneur, for the current entrepreneur, for the business owner, for the potential business owner, for anybody who has a real resentment with where they're at right now. Somebody who's a real enemy of average, who wants to go somewhere incredible with their life. I started Make Your Life Epic out of kind of a guilt almost. People wanted to do lunch, people wanted to meet for breakfast, people wanted me to respond to their email, and I found I just ran out of time. I had 5 great kids, beautiful wife, and 10 different businesses I manage, and it just became impossible to meet all these people for lunch unless I was eating lunch 12 days a week, and there's only 5, so it didn't work out too well. At Make Your Life Epic, entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs can find the absolute best business resources available. If you're looking for business coaching, you want someone to fly out or come out to your business and work with you hands-on, you can do that. Website optimization training, sales coaching, motivational training, information on how to form an LLC, how to get properly insured, how to account for things properly. It's all here at Make Your Life Epic. You can start living a life of abundance and start pursuing your dreams right now. All you need to do is contrast where you want to be versus where you are, and we're going to teach you the action steps to get there starting right now.